Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and as you guys can see from the title of today's video, we're going to talk about female bosses versus male bosses and my personal experience and which gender I prefer to be my superior. I hope that you guys subscribe by the end of this video if you haven't subscribed already, and if you're returning subby, thank you so much for your unwavering support. So let's get into today's video. So my first boss was a female. It was back in 2016. She was an Afrikaner lady. So my career really took didn't put my best foot forward. So my first boss was an Afrikaner lady. We were working at an NPO for our in-service training. It was me and 3 other ladies, and we had, guys, I don't think anyone should have that experience for their first job. It was so horrible. We were not allowed to speak vernac in the office. We were only allowed to speak English. So we would have to leave the premises if you wanted to have a conversation in vernac, of which I found it very racist and very demeaning and disrespectful and distasteful. I didn't understand why at work. It's not like I'm speaking to them, I'm speaking to my teammates who are Tswana, who are Ndebele, and they understand the language very well, so we were not allowed to speak in vernac, and it was just horrible. They made us they shut us out of a lot of work that we needed to do to get the experience that was needed for school, and we lost a complaint with our facilitator. I don't remember what we called Miss Ruel, but we lost a complaint with her to say we're not happy here, we're not being treated right, and we feel like we're being discriminated against. We're experiencing racism and discrimination at work every day, and we can't be productive in such an environment. So there was a back and forth, and eventually our school decided to move us from that NPO, so we had to find other jobs. But I was not worried because I was leaving the country, so already I knew that I was not going to graduate the next year, so I was okay with shifting working places. So when I got to the States, I also had to go for an internship because that was also a requirement for the program that I was in. And my second boss was still female, Black American, and she was great. Jasmine was like the bomb. I think for them, maybe they tried to give me the American work environment experience, and at the same time they wanted me to be able to explore the city and not work as hard as I wanted to, because I really don't mind working. I'm not a hard worker, I'm a smart worker. So I find the easiest way. I can spend 3 days finding the easiest way to do something in 10 minutes, and that's just me. That's how I work. So with them, it was really good. I didn't have any bad experiences with Jasmine. No, she was just friendly and kind, and she allowed me to be creative and do my work, and allowed me to tap into other departments. So she gave me a good experience. But I was still so scared for my first job that it was so hard to accept her kindness and accept her giving me the platform so much. I would always question, is there a trap or what or not. So the first experience really ruined my expectation or my relationship with female bosses, if I may put it that way. So when I came back to South Africa, I had the top tier of BS. Guys, I had the worst boss. That lady gave me PTSD. Even today, I'm still recovering because, so what happened is that she was the MD, the founder of the agency, and I had my immediate 2 supervisors. But the hierarchy, guys, hierarchy. So she was at the top, but because it's a small agency, she could easily just get into your work and all that, and she would make it a living hell each and every single day. There are days where I would cry because I didn't want to go to work, but I had to go because my internship, my graduation depended on me completing a certain amount of hours, and it was hell. My immediate supervisor, Palisa, shout out to her. She was like a darling. She held my hand, and me and her, both babies. So we stayed together in the office, had lunch together, had our own little conversations by the corner. But it was really bad because the top dog was a dog bugging every day, biting. It was hell. I remember the one time, this is the experience that really, really, really set in my heart, and I'm still trying to get it out. So we had worked on a campaign in October the previous year. So the next year in January, she thought that it was okay to bring up a mistake that a media house had done. And you guys know, if you guys have worked in media planning, you guys know that it gets hectic and sometimes there is like a miscommunication, but it can be rectified. It was rectified, client was notified, and client was happy with how he resolved it. So Mulady was not having it. I don't know why in January, because this thing happened in October, but Miguel in January decided that she's not gonna have it, and she decided to have a disciplinary hearing, of which I think was a front, but it was not really disciplinary because it was just her and her office manager spitting on our faces. So she said to us, me and my boss, he said that we must know who butters our bread, and that we will never get anywhere in life if we work the way we do. We're not intelligent, we're not smart, we're not competent. Guys, I'm gonna say this name with a big head. There is no way that lady can call me incompetent and incapable. I call way. There is no way. I know my work. I know my work ethic. Unmatched, babes. Energy unmatched. The quality of the work that I produce. Please, no ma'am, don't disrespect my work. You can disrespect me as a person. I think that I can take. But my work, my intelligence, my competence, you can't call Millicent an incompetent person. Please go ask my grade 1 teacher, and she will tell you I'm competent. Go ask my grade 8 teacher, they will tell you. Go to TT and ask the HOD if I'm competent, and they will tell you. You know, go to Northern Virginia Community College, go to the dean's office and ask them, is Ramabele Millicent Mabota incompetent? And they will laugh at you because way, there's no, guys, incompetence and Millicent in the same sentence. You would get error 404. So she was like, yo, you must know who butters your bread. You won't get anywhere in life. You'll always be an employee, scraping for cash and John. And I was like, hey, sana, so yik. That time I'm pregnant, ne? So kuna ma hormones are pregnant in there. And then I'm pissed off because this incident is from last year and it was resolved very nicely. Client knows, as I've mentioned. Number 3, you're gonna call me incompetent and you must tell me who butters my bread. Jesus butters my bread. Jesus butters my bread. If you think you butter my bread, I have news for you. I have news for you if you think you butter my bread, because Jesus is the only one that butters my bread. You understand? Yes. So that was said, and then she made us sign written warnings, and my boss Palisa refused to sign, so she got, I don't remember if she quit or she got fired, but all I knew that was her last day at work. And I signed that warning, even though I felt like there was no need for me to sign it. But I remember I had to finish my hours for my internship, and I was left with 1 week. So no problem, I signed it, and then we continue working. But it's sour in the office, you know, no problem, we move. On a Monday I decided, this thing happened on one Monday, I think at 25th January 2018, somewhere there, because I remember the day I quit was the 28th. Okay, so it can be 25, but I quit on the 28th of January 2018. I was pregnant. I had not completed my hours for my internship. But I was quitting. Okay, because you know why, guys? I feel like at this age where I'm at, I have the right to pick myself. I only have little as my responsibility, and she ain't expensive to maintain, you know, and I'm a girl with a plan. I'm not incompetent, you know. Nandi Galen's a plan. You must ask anyone who knows me. They tell you that Millicent is the queen of plan. Like, I do plan. There ain't no way that I don't do no plans, you know. So I'm a girl with a plan. So I thought like, yeah, this one, and she thinks that without her internship I won't graduate. So I never. So I remember on a Friday, I finished the work that I was supposed to do. Remember, now I'm doing my work and my boss's work, and I'm in intern. And this work that I'm doing, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway because I got to do it. Someone has to do it, you know. So I'll just be going back and forth with her. She'll be telling me gag, and I'll be going back and forth because these reports and this media plans needed to go out. So on that Friday, I decided, you know what, I've had enough. I can't do this. I'm not gonna do this to myself. There's no way. I will figure out a way out. So I write my resignation letter. I time it to send at 8 o'clock because 8 o'clock was the time we clocked in for 8 o'clock on Monday. So I go to my place on Monday, and there's a like I wake up, I go run, I come back, you know, go busy. And so they call me, they're like, we see your resignation letter. Hey, why you quitting your internship? Girl, I explained very well in that letter why I left. There is no need for you guys to call me to ask me, because I'm not repeating myself. That environment is toxic. It's a toxic work environment. You are literally working every day to destroy the souls of young black creatives. I'm gonna repeat this: young black creative. First and foremost, we know when you're young in South Africa. 2, you are black. Another strike. 3, you are a girl. Third strike, you are out. Where you gonna get a good job? It's hard to get a job in South Africa as a human being, and then as a woman, extra black girl. Guys, there's just a lot of things that are stacked against a black child, a black girl child, even more. So I just felt like I'm not gonna work in a place where she destroys our soul, you know. She makes you doubt yourself, and I'm not about to do that. I worked so hard to pick myself up. I worked so hard for my confidence to be where it is. There was no way I'm gonna let someone with a standard 10 ruin that. No. So I quit my internship. Guys, don't go quitting your internships and say Millicent quit. But I quit my internship because at this point in my career, I can pick myself over a paycheck, because now I'm making money, more money than I made during my work days. Anyway, so that was my third boss who gave me the real PTSD, who made me believe that women are not good leaders. She made me believe that women cannot groom, women do not want to uplift others. She made me believe all those negative things that are being said by females, you know. So the whole of 2018 I was unemployed. I was home. That was okay. It was stressful, but I had other things going on, so I think God programmed it nicely. In 2019 then I got a job. Kanti ndibuyela ehokweni. Worst part, this one I'll be underpaid. So it was a male boss, and then a female colleague. Yo, that lady made my job almost impossible, if not non-existent. That lady would always reject whatever new idea I come with. She will shut down whatever proposal. Good, anything that comes from my mouth, it will be a scam. Like, she would say, no, it's not gonna work, it's a scam. This one, working this one, delete it, use it. Do you understand me, guys? So what I would do, because my colleague and I, this other guy, we saw, I think the challenge is that it's coming from me. So what we would do, we would do a proposal and we would present it as that guy's idea, and the girl would be like, yeah, you see, that's what I'm talking about, this is great. I'm within the dock location. I don't know, what am I gonna do? So I stayed there, but I knew in the first month that I'm not gonna survive in this company because PTSD from that other one, and now I'm returning. No, ma'am. And here I'm even being underpaid. Sis, no. So that's when I started freelancing, and when I started freelancing, it was a female boss, and she is a darling. She is the perfect example for me. She's the perfect example of women leading. She's the perfect example of women uplifting others. She's the perfect example of people who do not run businesses just for profit, like they invest in you. I'm a freelancer. She does not have to invest in me. She does not need to help me with anything, but she goes 10,000 more miles for me. So I love her so much. She knows. I always tell her that one day I'm gonna buy you, I don't know what, but I'm gonna do something very nice for you, because I feel like you are the face of perfection when it comes to female leadership. So with 𝚎𝚘𝚘𝚘, I'm having the time of my life. I've been freelancing with her since March last year, and I'm still freelancing with her even now, and I'm having the time of my life. She's allowing me freedom, creative freedom. That's the one thing you need as a digital marketer, or as a social media, as a content writer. You need the freedom to work, because if you don't have that, your creativity and your productivity, and you don't need that, So she gives me the freedom to be creative. She listens to my opinions and my suggestions, and she takes them into account in her decision making, because I can see some of the things that I've shared with her being done by other people who are working on other projects that I can't work on for whatever reason at that time. So she has been great, and she has almost like erased that PTSD of saying females can't lead, females are bad bosses, and don't. She has removed that, because she has shown me women can lead, and they can lead effectively, and they can help a girl child, they can grow. I mean, every time I get like a job and I tell her, she is willing to help me with her resources, her time. I mean, come on, who does that? How many women do you know who do that in business, guys? Let's be honest. At the workplace, a woman supervising a woman almost every time disastrous, but when it's a male and a female boss, then it's different. But sometimes it's also bad because my male boss, my first male boss, would make sexual comments and sexual insinuations or whatever they can be called, and I was just not having it. But I told him to cut off, because me, guys, I'm that person. If you do something, I'm gonna tell you a spade is a spade. If it costs me my job, at this point I can afford it. Obviously I'm not gonna go out there looking for trouble, but I'm not gonna sit here and for you to insult me and humiliate me and make me feel uncomfortable in a workplace. No. If your feelings for me, my feelings, no. So Lebu is just the best female boss I had, so she has helped me really well. And now I work with, I'm a freelancer now, but there's something cooking. I'm going back to the 8 to 5 industry. I might vlog my first day at work and tell you the backstory of my new job, but I'm not sure. I'll see. So now I work with females only. Now I work with females only. Even my latest client is female. Also the same with Ausleb, who very cool, very like, I learn a lot and she shares opportunities with me. I love that a lot. And I had another male boss earlier this year, but he was pretty chilled, very cool gent, minding his own business. He was like cool. I didn't have problems with him. He did not invest in me, but he also was not troublesome. I just did my work, I got paid, that was it. You know, it was not, there were no gender games there. There was no vile thingies, there were no scams, there were no scenes, there was no scheming. It was just proper work. I do my work, he reviews, I get paid, client happy, everybody's happy. So that was it. So guys, that is my experience with female bosses and male bosses. Do I prefer female bosses over male bosses? I don't know, because I feel like both genders equally have their own challenges, but I am more comfortable working with males than I am comfortable working with female bosses, because I feel like they attack you and not your work. They attack the person that you are. Because for example, now I'm that person. When I go to work, I don't wear formal every day. On Mondays I do wanna like wear my heels and my formal dresses, but as soon as it's Wednesday, I'm gonna be wearing my jeans and my shades, you know, my short dresses, not really like short, but not the longest, maybe just above the knee type of thing. So I feel like female bosses attack the person that you are. They don't attack your work. You can attack my work on merit. Don't just come here because you are my boss. I feel like female bosses want to be felt. We don't need that type of energy. So I just hope that, because I'm working on myself, I'm working on my leadership skills, and I own a company now, sorted VA. I hope that by the time Kopano and I, my business partner, reach a point where we hire other people, I will be able to be a good boss. I will be able to share opportunities with them, shape them. I'll be able to give them the things that my beautiful and hardworking, awesome bosses, female bosses, are giving me right now. I will be able to pass that down to them. But so far, I think I am doing well. If I was to say that myself, I mentor a few girls. I also have a group with some girls we met via LinkedIn, and I think I've been of great influence to some of them, if not all of them. But I feel like I'm on the right track of being the best female leader. You know, as much as I don't like playing the gender card, the industry is rigged, so gender is a card that sometimes you get to play. Not all the time. You shouldn't use it to like get away with nonsense, but when push comes to shove, your gender is going to be put out there. So you need to make sure that we represent or you know, you don't embarrass us. So that's all, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and found some valuable information. I'm so hungry, can't even talk. Find some valuable information. Please comment down below with your experiences with bosses. If you have any PTSD from a job that you had or a specific boss that you had, and tell me if you prefer female bosses over male, and vice versa. And I'll see you guys in my next upload.